Welcome back, Game Replays. We hope you guys have enjoyed the past two games brought to you by the Frontline network. If you have enjoyed it, but it's been a laggy experience for you because Twitch cannot handle the full HD or they just can't handle anything, then you can go to youtube.com/the Frontline network and catch all of our casts over there in beautiful lag-free 1080p. That's regular COH casts and modern combat and various other COH mods and stuff like that as well. Anyway, shameless plug. Fatal, are you with me? Have you had many beers?
I've had couple. What's it to ya?
This ain't a drunk cast.
It's always a drunk cast. You just didn't realize that I'm constantly drunk.
You're always drinking. But now we have a game, with the game 3. It's 1-1, Sandland versus Jim, and it's very tense. We have Sandland. He has opted to go for US because that is what he's won with in this round. Although, of course, when he did play Barton, it was PLA victories who took the majority. Before we get started, give a shout out to AmiPods in the chat. He has been writing up what he describes as a small book of a massive blog post for you guys to find out about COH2, which I will most definitely be engorging myself on as soon as we are finished casting here today. But for now, it's time to head back onto the fields of Sandland Yoku. See, I remember the name of the map. It's Sandland Yoku, or Bois de Chalet, depending on how you know it. Uncle Sam's map for the game 3, the grand finale of the Modern Combat 2 tournament final, Jim versus Sandland. Are you ready with me, Fatal, at the 5-second mark?
I am as ready as can be.
Alright. A little birdie tells me this one is especially epic, so let's get into it. At 3, 2, 1, unpause. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Let's see what Sandland opts to do. He's actually going probably to cap this fuel and maybe build his barracks in this sector instead of his base sector.
He's opening, yeah, this time he's opening with 3 engineers.
Ooh, fancy pants.
Very fancy indeed. I've always been quite a big fan of the 4 engineer start with the US faction in Modern Combat because it's one of the best ways to get the timing just right. If you have 4 engineer, build the barracks with the last engineer somewhere out in the field, you get exactly 300 manpower when you finish. It's
yeah, and you have to consider that the combat engineers for the US are very durable fighting troops as well as builder units.
Yeah.
Especially with the shots, they pack quite a punch. We do have the ATMP opening for Jim again, so it might be scouting vehicle, NG, and then transition into militias or whatever he chooses to do.
Yeah, this will be interesting. Abrams can't counter 3 tanks in China. Well, yeah, I don't know. The Chinese tanks, they're pretty strong. I mean, the Chinese late game is just very strong in general. It's just that by the time you get there, you're facing so much veterancy from the US side that it's like fighting an uphill battle, and that's what we've seen before. We've seen a very aggressive fuel push from Sandland here, grabbing his +10 fuel very quickly. ATMP on the in the south there, gonna be connecting some points, doing the Ketten roll.
Gonna connect his fuel, and so he can get his own fuel just like Sandland very quickly here, but Sandland does not have the little ATMP to cap his strategic point, which his third engineer it has to do. It's the third one? Yeah, that's a streamer.
Yeah, he's gonna be connecting that.
So ATMP now scouting around, probably gonna go for this munitions in the center, or maybe the quick VP grab here. Yeah, quick VP grab just like Sandland did with his first engineer. He went for the fuel, strategic, and VP instantly. He's now capping the munitions on the far top of the map as well. And we're gonna have the first worker battle here. As I said, the combat engineers are fairly more powerful than the Chinese engineers, but they are in cover and they are not being fired upon due to the combat engineers capping and actually standing with their backs to the fight.
Yeah, the combat engineers, they should still win it if they just turn and fight now. But there's actually a Humvee on the way. The Humvee, though, it spots the ATMP capping. He's going to go and deal with that first.
Oh, he just managed to get the cap before the Humvee gets there. The ATMP
He's trying to block him.
Probably
He's
might
trying to block him.
Be able to. He's driving it into the sewage.
You can't fit
but
in
he
that
gets
hole.
free. It would be funny if it could fit in that hole.
We just saw it like vanish and appear on the other side of the river and just be like, what the
Yeah.
fuck?
What
Uncle
the-
Sam, you did some awesome scar shit with this map.
If you can run through the drainage and stuff,
That would be so cool.
that would be funny.
Dig holes
as
in the
hell.
ground.
And we do
like,
have the commandeers
teleport.
on the right side. They were probably trying to go for the 10 fuel, but ATMP is there to stop them. Combined with these militias, these engineers have not much to say about that battle. But the Humvee at the same time on the far left side on that VP harassing some engineers from Jim, taking a little bit of fire there. Another worker battle at the 5 fuel, which the ATMP just got decapped by some combat engineers from Sandland. Great harassment from both players. Great denial from both players. MG is now going to set up and probably stop these combat engineers, which spots the MG and backs away where the ATMP comes to deliver some more punch to the engineers.
Yeah, it's an interesting way the map is sort of spreading out. I can see Sandland is preparing for a very wide flank right now. You can see he's positioning his units all the way around Jim's stronghold there, over on the left. You know, last time his stronghold was over by the +10 fuel on the right. This time he's opting to stick very close to the middle VP.
ATMP now moving over to and reinforce these militia against these engineers and the rifles from Sandland as well. It goes on into this strong building, which is being utilized a lot of times in this finale of Modern Combat tourney number 2.
Indeed it has
But here
been.
comes more reinforcing units for Jim with the MG and another militia squad, and these rifles and engineers, even with the Humvee backups, it's going to be fairly outnumbered.
This feels a lot like stalling action by Sandland. He's actually, I thought he would come in for a big flank, but actually he's just, while Jim is being forced to relocate all of his forces, he's just capping up the left. And
it's not a bad idea for Sandland. He might suffer some manpower damage, but he's going to be able to really get some more map, I guess.
He's playing a
he's
very
going
kind
over
of
with more
4S
engineers
style.
now on the left as well. Yeah, just harassing and trying to get map dominance instead of doing the manpower damage.
yeah, it's an interesting kind of sort of broader metagame strategy, something that we haven't seen so often. We've seen
And
more
there's the
kind of-
retreat with the second MG from Jim opening up on the Humvee, which is trying to get out of dodge. It's not that damaged, so it's easily going to be able to get away. Almost full retreat now from Sandland with the second rifle squad also suppressed and a lot quite damaged. Shotguns on his first combat engineers, decapping the munitions on the road.
Yep, shotguns pop. They're going to be very potent, but not while Sandland has been forced to retreat a rifle and an engineer. all
Well,
the way to the
everything
field.
of Jim is moving into the center except for some engineers capping the top VP.
Shotgun squads, they've gotten to the rear of this militia squad. They're really tearing it up. The MG isn't facing correctly, but that squad is getting very low health. Bit of
Second
focus
militia
fire,
squad
and it's
now
going to go
is
down here.
yeah, it's firing on the shotgunners now. Oh, commandeers are very low health. He might die in retreat with the MG opening up on him. It's a sliver of health. He runs the gauntlet.
Wow, very lucky there. ATMP is going to go harass these combat engineers, and it can kill them.
Did he just get 2 kills? Wow.
Yes, it did.
2 fast kills. Very rapid.
Humvee
Rifleman now from
upgraded.
Sandland regaining the VP. Is the Humvee upgraded?
It's going to be. It's getting upgraded.
Ah, okay.
As
Now
we've
tier
seen
2
so many
is up.
times.
What's out of tier 2 first? Support the...
Fire support vehicle, the Striker.
yeah, okay. Support structure for Jim, so he's probably going to get tank hunters first to counter this Humvee especially, and especially when he sees the Striker, he's going to go for tank hunters.
Jim is almost doing a kind of pin play. You know, he's taken one side, he's secured it, and now he's moving across in force to take, you know, the crucial
He's going to
fuel.
cut off Sandland, yeah, from the left side. He's taking all the fuel across the map, which is laying all the higher fuels are on the map borders and all in the center of the map. So it's anybody's fuel, really. Flanking rifles now on the MG, but
Nice
Jim
MG
nicely flips it. He might get able to get it up and get a burst off. The rifle's actually running over the little water.
Wow, I was lucky.
Gets
I
into
didn't
yellow
even
cover.
be able to get through
Wow.
there.
I mean, neither.
Big retreat
And with
there
the
from Jim.
shotgun forces the militia, the flamers, and the MG to retreat. Very low health MG. He's gonna get out of dodge.
A big retreat, a costly retreat.
Very,
That's
yeah. He's gonna lose all the territory
yeah,
of the
he's
game.
going to lose a lot of territory here. But Jim has been applying some good VP pressure early on, which is unusual for PLA. Now
I agree,
here's the
There's
Striker, and there's once again
There's actually no tank hunters out for Jim. No AT for Jim. He's actually opted to go
But he
instantly
did
for
this
the
last
armor
time,
shop.
didn't he? He built tier 2, built nothing from it, and then went straight to tier 4. And that's what he's doing here. He's getting the armor workshop.
So,
he's
yeah.
getting his tier 4 up, but he's going to suffer for that because he's not going to have any
Oh,
AT
yeah.
to counter this this striker.
This
So
reminds me of the games we usually play. This is usually what happens to me. All of a sudden, armor, and I'm screwed.
armor everywhere in my base. But he is producing something now from the support structure. That's got to be
Tank
a
hunters,
javelin
yeah.
team. Yeah, it's tank hunters, yeah. He managed to get his tier 4 up though, so we could be seeing a super fast.
I think Sandland should have gone for the harass there on the building engineers, just pushing them and shooting at them, you know, not focusing on the units inside of the HQ. He was probably trying to go for a finishing kill on the Flamer or something, as it's the biggest threat to his rifles at the moment.
Yeah.
The militia are so weak.
Well, they're powerful, but only in very close range. You can see they're carrying their AK-47s, but they're just not that great at anything except ultra close range.
Well, you can upgrade them with one of the doctrines so they can get better long-range weaponry. There's the tank hunter, nice hit on the striker, trying to dislodge this E, which is pretty defensively set up for Jim while he moves up with his second MG. So overlapping MG action from Jim. I always love seeing overlapping AT and MGs.
How close are we for Jim to getting an MBT out of that tier 4?
Not that close. He's got 50 fuel in the bank at the moment, so it's going to take a while, and you know he's hemorrhaging a little bit of manpower, losing men on engineers and militias here and there. But still, very good unit preservation from Jim with ATMP still alive and everything. I don't think he's lost a single unit.
Yeah, still alive.
Neither has Sandland.
Kills there, but that could soon be coming to an end when he gets flanked by the striker support vehicle, which has been outgunned.
He does have the tank hunters to the left of the ATMP and taking cover of the Volkswagen at the same time in the center grenade launcher rifle.
But the Humvee goes down, it gets a single striker vet and then goes down. But shotguns move in on the other flank.
Getting cleared. Oh wow, he did a lot of damage and kills two guys very rapidly, but he's back to base, and the second MG was flipped for Jim, which covered the first MG retreating. We do have some militia going down to the striker on the right side as well, forcing them to retreat. So, you know, it looks like almost like Game 1 and Game 2 as well. The PLA player is really forced off the map.
Yeah, he's having a very hard time of keeping up momentum, you know, early game, very early game, you know, PLA is quite strong, you know, with their MGs, but now he's just getting sort of outgunned, and it's the uphill battle begins once again. Very low
Very
health.
risky move from Jim, using a one-man MG, tries to get a burst off on these engineers, and with the Flamer and ATMP backup, it's going to force them retreat.
The striker's going to come along to see if he can finish it off.
Ooh, if he gets the MG, nah, instant retreat. Good choice from Jim.
Another RPG
nice
goes
RPG
in.
hit.
He could do with repairing that, Sandland could. But now the triple cap once again in effect. And Sandland has total dominance right now in both terms of unit composition and in terms of map control. He's got both plus 10 fuels. Yeah, all three VPs, a very dominant position for him.
Do have a javelin team out for Sandland as well, so he's prepared for any type of armor, and he obviously knows grenades. Not a bad idea against double MGs. It's a good idea, very good idea, I think.
Yeah, although he actually built himself a javelin team just as insurance versus the eventual MBT that he knows will be coming.
Yeah, he knows the armor workshop is there as he was harassing in the base with the striker, so he knows. Oh, a javelin almost takes out the ATMP, but it lives.
Yeah, I think it's going to go down to the shotguns.
Shotguns though.
It's getting stuck on his own militia. Wow, he's
actually going to survive that? That was so lucky. That little car is going to count his minutes soon, though. I think it's going to go down. Regulars out now for Jim, second out of the support structure, and we do have all the fuel spent as a main battle tank is building an armor workshop from Jim. Very fast ticking. He started building that around 11 minutes or so into the game.
Yeah, it was super fast.
MBT after, yeah, it's going to be 12:30-ish. MBT at 12.5 minutes.
That's going to be pretty powerful, and it's going to be the kind of power that he needs right now, because, you know, right now he's really struggling. He's just about managing to hold off Sandland's flanks, which is really nice play actually by him. We just saw another big flank held off. That was real Wehrmacht US style played right there, you know, with Jim doing a lot of manpower damage.
The only real lack I saw there that I wanted a grenade there. A grenade in that mix would have tipped the favor. But great map rattles from Sandland yet again on the left side, and he's stopping these regulars from capping the 10 fuel, and they might actually go out to shotgunneers. He retreats. Nice micro from Jim's side.
And here's the MBT. Sandland's gonna be like, what the fuck? Or he would be if he hadn't scouted the base before.
Well, I still don't think Sandland really expected this early with only one Javelin team still, I think.
There's a mortar building. He might decide to change that once he sees his MBT though.
Probably, yeah, with a striker taking some huge damage from the MBT here, and it's gonna punish these.
He just cancelled it in the
wow.
nick of time. Just cancelled it. He's actually upgrading striker
Mobile gun system.
Mobile gun systems, yep. So he's gonna be able to
ATMP
build those
against
fairly
rifles
shortly.
on the left. Takes a lot of damage, and the grenades doesn't actually manage to finish it off. He's trying to repair it, but the engineers are actually getting focus fire, but with the MG covering them, the rifles from Sandland is forced to retreat with the militia squad coming to reinforce as well. So now Jim actually has sufficient AT against these strikers. He's got one tank counter squad and he has the MBT as well, but he really needs the fuel income if he wants to keep producing MBTs, because he's down to 30 fuel with only 15 income.
It's our favourite unit, something that we haven't seen yet in the finals, although it's been chosen as a doctrine every single game. It's the Green Berets, and they're upgrading to MP5s as we speak. Now, if you guys didn't catch our live broadcast on Sunday, then you're in for a treat when you see the damage that these guys can and almost certainly will do.
In for a horrific experience, really.
Yeah.
When everybody's mouths open and drool drops to the floor.
Yeah, especially with grenades already as well. I mean, it's just insane.
Here's the MBT in the center, reinforcing these flamers against everything of Sandland's armory, basically, except for the two units walking out of his base to the left.
There's a mobile gun
something just
system
go
on the
down?
way, but...
Ah no, it's just some rifles that died.
Now, interesting little trick you can do with the Javelin team. You notice that almost everyone is setting it up for vertical firing, for the extra range. And you're probably thinking, well, can you fire over hedges, like Piats and things? Well, technically you can't. But, obviously, if it's into the air, then obviously, actually, it kind of can. So, what you can do is you can attack ground and actually shoot over hedges like that.
We do have a striker and some combat engineers and rifles forcing off Jim's presence on the left side of the map, which he was trying to recap. He decapped both of the ammunition points there from Sandland. At the same time, the VP in the north is being harassed. At the same time, regular capping the munitions. They're just meters away from each other. And Sandland notices and charges his combat shotgun engineers into the mix here against these regulars, which are forced to retreat with the rifle squad. Backing up Sandland's engineers as well. We do have the sneaky Green Berets with the MP5s moving around on the right side. Nicely dodges the retreating unit so he doesn't get decloaked. He does know there's an MG there. he knows there's an MG. The MG was shooting at his engineers last time he tried to cap, and it's gonna do that yet again.
Oh, well, he's gonna,
probably.
You can see what these Green Berets are gonna do to it. If he's allowed to sneak up onto it without anything decloaking him, there's actually a mine there which he might
I don't
hit.
think those Green Berets ever made themselves known either. And he probably did a
He's gonna hit a mine though here!
Yeah.
Boom!
Oh!
It's gonna save that MG's ass, maybe. Nope.
Oh, there it is.
That's
Such
the
an
power of the
execution.
MP5s.
But you do have to realize they cost 400 to call in, which isn't too bad, but they cost 50 manpower to reinforce one guy, and there's only 4 guys in the squad, and there's 50 manpower down, and 6 XP for 1 man to these regulars.
Yeah, it's not cheap in any way, shape or form. It's not even funny. And actually, he just spent... Yeah, he just bought himself 2 stripes of veterancy, double defensive vet on those Green Berets there.
Nice.
With the
these
close quarters
shotgun
combat
engineers,
training.
double shotgun against these regulars, but with a main battle tank in the mix, there's just no way, and they're forced to retreat. Oh, he pops one on retreat as well. Here comes the main battle tank just pushing up relentlessly in the center. There's only 1 mobile gun striker system and 1 javelin team for Sandland. It's going to be able to keep the tank at bay, but soon there's going to be enough fuel for a second one.
That could be deadly. We've seen the power of double MBTs before. I'm sure we'll see it
center,
again.
Flanking rifles. Here comes the MBT, probably going to go in for the crush, but a nice nade.
Nice
grenade.
nade. Oh, full
Actually killed
grenade
it.
clearance.
The Type 59 takes a huge hit from the Javelin team, top-down firing on it. But it's bet 1 with 8 kills already. He could recruit that MG with the rifles, but it's fairly costly to reinforce those as well, so I'm not sure. And with only 4 men, he could get sniped before retreating to 1 man left. And now he can't recruit anymore.
Yeah, it's actually a much closer game, what we're seeing now, to what we've seen before. This is definitely anybody's game at this point.
Oh yeah, indeed.
Double strikers now. They really want to kill that MBT. But a miss.
Where are the tank hunters
isn't going to help them.
There they are, they're coming out of base. He might get one shot on the striker on rare armor here. Boom, there it is. Bang,
down it goes. And actually, he doesn't decide to stick around to tackle the MBT with his single striker.
Takes a little bit too long, and the Type 59 main battle tank is still pretty good at deflecting the shots on the frontal armor from the striker mobile gun systems.
Another
might be a
nade.
grenade on the regulars.
It does force
a little bit in the middle though.
Yeah, he threw it where the regulars were.
At the same time, some good map dominance from Jim now, capturing about 65% of the map. Both the left and the right side are getting capped at the same time. Mostly due to this ATMP micro from Jim, which has saved its ass so many times.
Yeah, how lucky is that thing to still be alive at this point?
Seriously
when we're into the into the tier 4 stages of the game now, and it's still alive, which is quite something. Whoa! What the hell just happened over here? What the fuck? I just saw loads of XP over here on the right hand side. XP just everywhere. I think Green Berets threw a nade and then decloaked. I think they just wiped out a whole
regular squad, I think.
That
Looks
is
like
the power
regulars.
of Green Berets, and you probably saw that they barely got scratched by that militia squad. Although they are double defensive vet. All bought.
All bought in stock. But with 2 main battle tanks out now from Jim, Sandland's really got his work cut out for him. He's got 1 Javelin team and 1 mobile gun striker team, but as we saw, he got 2 now. Yeah, okay, that's gonna be enough. Javelins are much better at AT than the mobile gun system, the strikers. At least against these main battle tanks.
Against these
Strikers are
MBTs,
really good against the amphibious fighting vehicles and the half tracks and stuff like that. But against the MBTs,
they just can't
not
penetrate
so much.
it as reliably. Whereas
it's
these
not good
Javelins do tend to penetrate pretty reliably. And there goes the rifle.
Down.
That's a big loss. That's gonna hurt.
Losing ground out there.
Yeah, Sandland really needs his capping power. He does have a lot of infantry squads though. Two Javelins, a couple of rifles, engineers and stuff like that.
Again, we
Yet
see
again,
the
nice
bunker.
And bunker protecting the VP. But Jim really needs to either ninja the top VP, which is guarded by sneaky, silenced MP5 Green Berets, which he probably knows are around somewhere, but he's still going to go for a sneaky decap, but he might get grenaded here. This militia squad's going to be interesting to see.
Oh god, oh god.
There they are, they're moving.
No, he didn't have them on hold fire, that was a
go.
mistake. He decides not to throw a nade, he's just going to force them off.
But Jim knows the power of the Green Berets, especially with double defensive vet. 1 militia squad has no chance in hell tangoing with those.
Oh no.
Main battle tank on the left forcing off some combat engineers. At the same time they're decapping the Termination. There's the decap. And the Javelin team is setting up, but with regular backup with the marksman rifle as well. Oh, he might get 1 shot off on at least on the main battle tank. It's already down to 50% health. Nice hit.
Shotguns are chasing into close quarters now. This is when the recon sniper is actually very useful against these shotgun engineers. They're only 4 men, so you can force a quick retreat if you use the ability. It's only 25 munitions.
There we go, Green Berets, they're trying up the munitions in the top. At the same time, too, a regular squad and a militia squad, which were in the former engagement with these Green Berets, actually going to force them off. But they took barely any damage from long range.
Yeah,
Double
they're
defensive
so
vet.
tough, these guys.
Beast.
And yeah, they come up, I mean, as they bought the veterancy, I don't know how it works with Vet 3, whether they still have to get as much vet as they would, as many kills as they would have to for Vet 3, or whether they're going to get it after just a few kills because they bought the first 2 stripes, I don't know. It probably would have been more efficient of Sandland if he got 1 stripe of vet and then bought the other 2.
Yeah.
But still, can't say
but
no
maybe
to
it's a
2 free
fixed
stripes.
experience value. I'm not exactly sure. Is it always
Well, that's what
2
I'm wondering.
levels, or is it a fixed experience value?
That's what
Might
I'm
be
wondering.
that. One of the devs in the chat could probably answer our question.
Probably. More nades going
Great
in. Regular
push now
nade. That's a
from
nice
Sandland.
regular nade. That's a big load of
Wow,
kills right there.
3
3
kills.
kills. Very nice.
There's some smoke on the left side. I'm not sure where that smoke came from though. Was that from the striker fire support vehicle?
It may well have been from the striker, yeah.
A huge cloud of smoke on my screen. But his javelin team is in trouble. Oh, MBT almost takes it out on a retreat, but barely misses.
The bunker is almost down, actually.
Yeah, it's from the javelin team. So we've been firing on it for quite a while. Smoke goes away. Javelin team fires on the MBT.
Whoa.
Bet 2 for killing 2 of them in 1 hit. And here comes the second MBT. Oh, he's gonna be forced to retreat. They might get him on a retreat. He actually misses the second shot. But now the striker needs to get out of dodge with only 50% health and some combat engineers.
No safe haven.
MBT. There's
from
one.
these guys.
Second one does not fire.
The
At the same
mobile
point, the
gun.
center militia got the VP, but was forced off by some rifle with grenade launcher upgrade. Oh, look at all the grenade launchers doing damage to that militia squad. Down to 40% health. They're gonna lose men very rapidly now. Mobile gun striker system is attacking the RPG guys that were pursuing it, but with Green Beret backup, there's just no way.
Sandland is actually going down the tree that ends up with a big V1 type rocket.
Tomahawk.
Yeah, Tomahawk missile. That could be a lot of fun.
That thing is so awesome. Just like V1s, it's just spectacular.
Oh,
to
nade
watch,
on the
really.
capping VP forces the capping squad out. That's an engineer squad out of the fight. He's going to take it over with... Oh, there's another nice nade, but Sandland dodges it. Very good. Dodging there from Sandland, but check out these sneaky Green Berets.
Well, there they are, but with the 2 main battle tanks in backup, I'm not sure they're going to be able to deliver as much punishment as he wants. And he can't actually sneak down the middle because there's a mine. Obviously, Sandland does not know that, I think, so if he decides to do that, could be devastating if he gets to press and then run over.
MBTs. There's 3 MBTs now, one on the right-hand side.
Oh, there it is. God, all these Chinese armor superiority right
Oh,
now.
one of the
the
Green Berets, they
right
get
pretty close.
revealed. Oh dear.
And gets depressed by the MG. He needs to retreat those guys. There's the retreat. Because he doesn't want them to get run over.
Main gun
Whoa,
destroyed.
main
on
gun
the vet
destroyed.
too. That could
That
have been
needs to live
dangerous.
if Jim is going to have a chance to winning this.
Flame of Pyro goes down here on the right hand side to shotguns, double shotguns doing the damage.
Triple javelin teams.
That's a lot of javelins. I guess
Well,
he
with 3
needs them.
MBTs,
Yeah.
he needs them, yeah. Got 2 striker mobile gun systems. I'm not sure. It's feeling a little bit overkill. As long as he doesn't build another one, it's okay. Wow, one of them goes down to the tank counter squad, which gets killed by the javelin teams with the normal rifles.
And which subsequently got killed by the javelins.
Yep.
Both the vehicle and the javelin went down, so punch for a punch there. Oh,
Shotgunners against
shotguns,
militia
yeah.
in the top.
A tense
Combat
fight.
engineers with shotguns. Yeah, but the militia are going to win and net them some veterans here as well, and Sandland is forced to retreat.
A new bunker up here on the bottom left VP. From Jim, he's keeping up good VP pressure now, something that we haven't seen so far from PLA. Lots of VP pressure, and now 4 CPs unlocked for Sandland. We could well see use of that big-ass Tomahawk missile, which sounds crazy. Was that the thing that when...
I nuked you.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
that thing was so awesome.
we were playing, and I said to Fatal, oh, whoa! Type 59D goes down.
The striker?
Down
No,
to the javelin, although the Vet 2 one is still alive. That's the one that was on main gun destroyed. No, when me and Fatal were playing a skirmish, he fired a Tomahawk missile. Yeah, he fired a Tomahawk missile at me, and I said, hey Fatal, is there a train or something going by your house? Because that sounds really loud. And then suddenly I look at the screen, and all my guys are dead. And you just nuked me with this fucking thing, and it sounds crazy. Like, it's not a sound I've heard before.
It's like a V1, but the sound is not the same, obviously.
It's not the same,
it
no.
It just sounds terrifying. It's just like, what the fuck? It's just like a V1 in Vico. It's just like, I gotta move my units, I gotta move my units. I don't know where it's gonna land, I can't see any smoke, I don't know where it is, and all of a sudden, everything explodes.
I was so convinced it was coming, like, out of your mic or something.
Oh yeah, because we were on Skype with constant call, yeah.
Yeah.
That was funny as fuck. I was laughing my ass off. I still lost, but I was fucking laughing.
Oh my god, Sandland's army, you should see what Sandland's army looks like right now. It's like rifles, engineer spam,
huge.
followed by rifle spam, followed by javelin spam, followed by one unit of green berets, and then striker spam.
Strikers. And these javelins are really dishing out the damage to the Type 59 main battle tanks. They're doing so much damage. Even the Vet 2 one takes a load of damage. We do have a sniper out from Jim now, which is going to be, you know, okay, I guess.
The
But there's
green
not
berets
really
can
much.
see it. They know where it is
Yeah.
now. Yeah, no sniper is safe when green berets are on the field.
Regulars trying to Nina cap the VP in the top, but the striker is trying to stop them. He's not going to be able to stop the cap though. The striker actually has veterancy now with 7 kills. That's pretty respectable considering it only has that little pea shooter on top of it. It's pretty good. It's like a 50 cal, but still takes a while to kill people.
Whoa, double
Oh!
javelins come in.
There you can see the
I think this is
power
the first
of
game
the
where we've
javelin.
seen the javelins actually do something good. They're actually working quite well now for Sandland, probably because he's being able to keep
working
them
in
alive.
pairs.
And also Jim, he keeps on making Type 59s, where really he needs the
Artillery.
he needs the little brother really for this.
Yeah,
Double
little
regulars
brother
now.
would be best.
These double regulars could do a pretty good job of chewing them up though, especially with the
Oh,
marksman
here comes the
upgrade.
Green Berets against the militia. They instantly retreat, and the MG crew actually gets killed by the strikers.
Oh
And
wow,
of course, there's a
regulars
sniper
almost
as
finished
well.
off a javelin squad there.
Oh wow, yeah, I see that. That was very close.
Oh my god, these strikers, 3 of them.
There's 3 of them
Boom,
now.
boom, boom. So everything dies. Yeah, come the green
They're all
berets.
scorched on the front. Yeah, and the regulars are forced away.
He needs to use the marksman snipe, then he'll have a chance against them.
Oh yeah, as well as, you know, 50 manpower just with a long reinforced timer as well.
Exactly, it's the best counter to them.
It's gonna be a prime target.
You get like 2 of those marksman dudes and then they're at 50% health, they have to retreat because otherwise they know they're going to get sniped out.
ATMP now on the left combined with some
Now watch
regulars
this
gonna
ability. This is
force
boost
off.
the fire
Ooh.
rate and suppression resistance of all infantry units while reducing accuracy. He's going to eat a nade
Oh
though.
yeah, that's the one. Oh, he doesn't see it. Now he retreats though. This ATMP is still alive. First unit out of the barracks for Jim is still alive. That's very
Oh,
respectful.
I
Sniper
wanted to
opens
see
up on the
green
Green
berets with that ability pop. That would have been pretty funny. MP5s with
Yeah.
extra fire rate.
But it was a good retreat from Sandland considering he was under sniper threat and losing 50 manpower every shot just pains you really.
Yeah, it is painful.
10 CPs now from Jim. 10 CPs. He just needs to choose something. Go
We
for the
need
mega tank. I
yeah,
want to see the
get,
mega
get
tank.
the future is now mega tank because that thing is, oh my god, sexy. More fuel harassment from Jim, nice to see. He's gonna have both +10s in a minute.
Nice. Mine detonates on the right side at the same time as this middle engagement goes on with 2 regular squad combined with the 2 main battle tanks. But the javelins are probably going to stop the main battle tanks for staying there for too long, especially with the 3 strikers as well. Vet 2 for the regulars. They are now forced to retreat as well. Wow, another 2 javelin teams now setting up on the right side. But the MBTs are moving away. One of them gets a little bit stuck on one of the munition points. But the javelins are actually out of range probably. There's a flamer upgrade, gonna force these javelins to reposition. And at the same time the striker is going over to the right side and the infantry striker with the green berets in backup with some rifle squad as well. But nice VP harassment. It's very, very even. 265 for Jim versus 254 for Sandland.
Oh yeah, it's still very much anybody's
This
game.
this is the closest one I've ever seen so far, and I thought the last game was fucking epic.
It's looking like it's gonna be decided by a battle of the titans. Abrams versus Chinese super tank, because I can't remember the proper name for it.
CTC something something.
Oh, you got a better
Help
memory
me out,
than me.
Dev in chat. Dev in the chat, help me.
Here come the green berets.
Yeah, those tank hunters had nothing to say against the green berets. The MP5. Look at the... Oh, he retreats.
Troll
I've
mode
seen him just
engaged.
melt. He's got 11 kills on him as well. Then again, wouldn't that be like getting kills on KCHs against rifles, unvetted rifles or something?
Yeah, pretty much. It's just yeah, he will be afraid of approaching those marksman regulars though.
Yeah, the double
two
snipe.
of them. Yeah, exactly. He could lose 3 guys in a second.
But the heavy tank usage from Jim is very impressive this game. He has 9 infantry kills on one of them, which is fairly okay, considering it's been in combat for quite a long time. But the first one, which is Vet 2, has 19 infantry kills.
That's pretty insane. Now here come the Green Berets versus a single squad of militia. Forces the militia to retreat. Triple Strike is now moving in. He knows that there's only a single...
But there's mines everywhere.
2 mines.
Anti-personnel, sadly, though, does very minor damage to vehicles. One of the MBTs are very damaged. The Strikers might pursue. There's 4 of them now.
4 Strikers.
Double RPGs. But it does have the COH armor raid, which makes him more resilient against hand LAT, the RPGs from the Chinese PLA.
Does it make them better at sniping RPGs? Because they seem to be doing that pretty damn well.
No.
2 guys just went down, dropping an RPG. Not actually dropping it, but it looks like they dropped it.
VP pressure now is being turned on to Jim, with the top VP still yet again in Sandland's hands. Nice grenade is going to force these regulars out of the green cover,
Oh, there's 100
making the
munitions
rifles
gone.
able.
100 manpower gone from Sandland with those Green Berets. He just lost 2 guys from that squad.
Ouch.
Whoa! Those 4
Wow, that
Strikers.
did a lot
This
of
reminds
damage.
me of last
Strikers.
patch where Striker spam was horrendously OP.
This reminds me a little bit about the finals in Tournament 1 with Sandland versus DVM, all the strikers
Yeah, exactly.
there, the excellent
Exactly. The
striker.
last patch.
Oh, Green Beret loses another man. We're down to 1 guy now. He really needs to retreat that Vet 2 squad before the sniper finishes him off.
Oh god, check out these. Oh, there's a triple offensive vet javelin team. Oh wow.
Holy crap.
Wow, sniper goes down to a mortar shell, stray mortar round. From the
Oh
mortar
god,
track.
mortar has not been Jim's lucky vehicle these 3 games. They've been killing all his
3
snipers,
MBTs
basically.
once again from Jim. Is he still
He needs
floating?
artillery though. He needs artillery because Sandland is basically just reinforcing
Yeah,
the
he's
center
just
with all his vehicles.
blobbing
He's
here.
just being very, he's being very defensive right now. With the mortar hand track as well, he's not going to be able to engage that easily, especially with javelins top-down firing. I think Sandland might be going, he's going forward with the javelins for line of sight and also firing on the MBTs if they move out first. A little bit of circ repair with 2 engineers in Jim's base repairing all these main battle tanks. Where's the 3rd one? It's on the far right.
Yeah, guarding them from Green Berets, presumably. Oh, he's sending these 2 strikers to deal with the ATMP. Sad day for the ATMP.
Poor car. Just running away though. It's like, nope.
We need to play some Benny Hill music. I'm amazed that thing is still alive. Wow, he's really
The
hammering
Chinese
that
super
bunker now.
tank is at T99 or CTT.
Oh, has he unlocked it?
No, he has 11 CPs right now though. Here comes all the main battle tanks against 2 strikers. They have a chance, but with the two javelin teams and the other 2 strikers just behind them. Nicely microed from Sandland side there, saving that low health striker. Moving to the back of the bunch. Oh, he faces the rear armor with the Vet 2 one. That is not good. 20 infantry kills on that right now. He can't lose that.
Oh wow, Jim is really hurting now. These javelins are just laying in the hurt in such a big way. And the strikers.
Take the main battle tanks down
4
very
strikers.
quickly. Oh, I do believe he just lost a militia squad capping one of the fuel points. He also lost the... There's a RPG on the ground, so I think he lost the tank counters as well. Or was it the tank counters he lost? It looks like 3... those are tank counters. He lost the tank hunter squad and dropped one of the RPGs as well.
That
Ooh,
was
can
his
the
main...
Green Beret pick it up?
Oh god, the OP-ness. Yeah,
Here comes all the
come the Green
strikers.
Berets. Oh, sorry, strikers, yeah. MBTs are so damaged.
That mortar is like, but commander, why do I have to sit on the front line? Please.
I mean, it's not like they
Like
can hurt me,
stalling
but I
tactics.
also can't hurt
No
them.
step back.
Oh god, the strikers are coming in now, circling around, but they can't actually
Surge
penetrate.
mode. Nice block though. But he's actually blocking the strikers as much as the tank as well.
He's really
But
having a
four
tough
strikers,
time penetrating
they're
that
surely
MTT.
gotta get that MBT. Wow, we actually lose one of the strikers before the MBT goes down to one of the, I think, another Vet 3. Yep, Vet 3 Javelin squad.
Oh man,
Triple
two
offensive
Vet 3
Vets
Javelin
of
squads.
doom.
Come on, I want to see
Oh,
the Screen
God.
Berets go in. Here they go. Lots of lower health squads. It forces an instant full retreat.
Now the Green Berets were not having a fun time when the sniper was there, but after the sniper dying to mortar half track, it was pretty easy for them to just rake in the kills again. 12 infantry kills right now.
And despite all this, Jim has got great map control. He's still got his plus 10 fuel. And he's still
He
got
might
Sandland
lose one of
double
the
capped.
regulars on retreat. On the top VP, he was mortared while he was capping the strategic point and retreated with one man and actually gets killed by the
no.
striker. Body parts everywhere in the river.
Dismembered.
That water is tainted now. By Chinese blood. Blood! Another tank hunter squad out from Jim now. Gonna be, you know, something at least. He needs to be able to combat all these strikers. But the Javelin teams are really what's laying on the hurt on the main battle tanks. The strikers can barely penetrate it on the front.
Abrams Tusk unlocked, 30 manpower away. And triple defensive vet for the Green Berets.
God.
And that confirms what we thought before. It is just a fixed amount that they had to get there. They didn't have to
Unkillable.
get like 30 kills or anything. And here comes the Tusk. Tusk plus Green Berets plus strikers.
Listen to the engine sound of that beast.
It's quick. It's really fast. Because I mean,
It's super
we're
fast on the
also
road.
used to having the super tanks being the slowest things in the game in Vico, but it's just not like
Yeah,
that
massive
in modern
piece
combat.
of tin can shit that can't barely move.
Yeah, like an
The
88 on
Tiger and the
wheels.
Hurting can move a little bit.
But this
King
thing
Tiger
is
is
like,
just like stationary. This thing is like crack.
it's
It's
like,
just
come
on fucking
to
crystal
daddy.
meth or something.
Boom! It's got so many guns as well. It's got a 50 cal on top, which I think is the same as the Humvee 50 cal, so that's like DPS enough on its own. But
They
then
like
you-
the Striker, MG and stuff. I think they're all the same, or similar at least.
oh god, here
There we
comes a
go.
big push.
2 MBTs now for Jim. Gonna try to combat this Super Abrams just crushing through the hedge into the PLA base. With the 2 strikers, 3 strikers in support as well. Did take a bit of damage though, but these RPGs have no chance in hell penetrating the front of an Abrams. Wow, the Type 59 can barely penetrate the Abrams as well. That Tusk is the beast of beasts in the American arsenal.
It is incredibly beastly. What is Jim doing with his CPs? I demand to know.
14!
I demand an inquest into this travesty.
I want to see the Chinese super tank
Yeah.
just roll everything, but it can't. But it can do something, I guess.
He desperately needs artillery though, Jim. So desperately, and he's needed it for ages. And why does the Striker mobile gun system with defensive vet have the infantry kills?
Holy
Devs,
crap on a
devs,
stick.
nerf, please.
Nerf flicks?
Because that shit is just silly. It's like a pack with 14 infantry kills.
What is this, old Vico days?
Oh wow, it's a 200 mil rocket barrage.
Oh, huge attack! That's one of the Javelin teams, I believe.
Yeah, one of the strikers went down, I think. No.
No,
No.
no.
No, he did
actually-
lose Javelin though.
Didn't do much damage to vehicles.
He lost one of the triple vet Javelins though. That's something.
Yeah, that's a bit of a punch to Sandland's unit competition, but it still has another triple vet Javelin team and the Abrams now, combined with the Striker mobile gun systems. He has plenty of AT against these main battle tanks.
And also bear in mind, of course, that this isn't a KT. The super tanks in this game can all earn veterancy, so if you've always fancied the idea of having a triple offensive vet KT, then you can do that in modern combat.
Well, it's not really a KT. It's not, you know, the
No, but it's
Doom
a
tank
super
of
tank.
Doom,
It's a super
but it's a
tank, and
super
it's
tank.
probably above the Tiger or Pershing in terms
Oh,
of
yeah.
what it can do.
It's just not KT health like, I think.
Yeah. Although triple defensive vet would be pretty hilarious.
Lol.
It'd be
I
like
don't even want to see that.
You ever seen a triple
It's
defensive
silly.
vet yagged? It's hilarious. It's got like 2400 health, more health than a KT. It's got better armor than a KT. It's faster than a KT. Only thing it can't do is kill infantry, but
And it has a fixed turret, but that's basically the only downside to it. But with the increased speed compared to the KT, the fixed turret doesn't do much.
yeah, exactly.
There's
striker
one of the
goes
striker
down.
mobile guns that goes down. At the same time, some rifles trying to harass 10 fuel. But Jim doesn't really need the fuel. He just needs some, pop cap and, basically denying Sandland off the map instead. But he doesn't actually desperately need fuel in itself. Striker carcass burning all the fuel.
So a fresh rifle squad produced, bringing Sandland's total to 2.
Wow.
He was down to just 1.
Are you seeing the regulars to the left of the main battle tank? The Vet 2 ones? Those
Yes.
guys have 20 infantry kills. 20!
That's
They
quite
have
something.
more kills than the Green Berets.
That is quite something. This Green Beret is
Some
now getting
flame.
flamed out. It would make sense if flames were a good counter to them, but they just seem to be ripping them up.
Well, triple defensive vet, they don't really care about
Yeah, that's true, that's true.
flame retardant armor. Real retarded troops.
Yeah, they come.
179 DPs against Sandland's 212, so it's still pretty much anybody's game. And we do have, finally, the CTC unlocked, and
Oh,
Jim
yeah.
is trying to float manpower for it. We might get our wish here to see the most epic model in the Chinese arsenal and the most epic tank.
We've been
I
building it
love
up
that
all this
beast.
time, and I want to see that versus Abrams. Go, go, go!
Oh, no, Jim built something else. What are you building? More regulars. Okay, that's okay actually.
I guess he probably does need them.
Yes, he does. He lost one of the regular squads. He has the Vet 2 still, but he lost one of them. And he lost one of the militia squads as well. He needs capping power. He got the VP in the top, but these mobile gun systems and javelins are actually killing those militia. Then again,
Well,
they
once
are
you get
very
a triple
weak.
offensive vet, I suppose it doesn't matter that...
The rifles as
Yeah,
well.
I mean, it's
can
like
shoot.
it's a 3-man rifle squad essentially, isn't it?
It's like a Shrek squad, yeah. The 3 cars are still good on a Shrek squad. Same with javelins. The rifles are still competent.
Yeah.
Still reliable. But we do have the VP in the center also harassed.
Jim's harassment all
So the
game,
VP drain.
all 3
Yeah.
games, have been brilliant, really. He's really been keeping Sandland on his toes.